Aloha once again, friends and family. Welcome back to the reading. Ascension, the shift to the fifth dimension. We're picking it up at 3 small steps. You have the ability to bring yourselves into a higher frequency state much more often than you actually do. The things that you can do to naturally bring yourself into a higher frequency state are not a mystery to you. You know what they are. But instead you often will stay in a lower frequency state in order to fix something or to think it through. Thoughts and actions are the ways that you have chosen to get yourselves out of the lower frequency state of being more often than not. The steps that you can take to raise your vibration hardly even qualify as steps. You can breathe, you can focus, and you can meditate. You can do all these things without moving very much at all. And they are the most effective, the most tried and true practices that you have available to you. Focus on how you feel, rather than trying to think your way out of the feeling. Breathe your way through the experience you are having of the lower frequency state, and meditate to bring yourself to a calm equilibrium. From there, it is quite easy to go from that calm, neutral, balanced state to a higher frequency state. You often need to remind yourselves of the importance of taking those very small steps, because the rest of the world is trying very hard to think and act and speak their way into a better feeling state, or at least out of the problematic situations that they have created. You all who are awakened can lead by the power of your example, and you can do so much good for so many by taking those small steps to raising your own vibration. The rest of the collective will come along, but you are the leaders. You are the ones who know that what we are saying is true. So we are here to remind you of that, to remind you of how easy it is to feel better and to be powerful leaders in your community. Claim your creations. It is the perfect time for all of you to stand on your own 2 feet and look out into this universe, claiming it as your creation. We also suggest that you see the universe as a projection of your consciousness that is also colored by the lens of your perception of it. We know that you have heard about these truths before, but what you may not have considered is which aspects of you has been doing the creating of your reality. You may also be unclear about how much of the circumstances that you have been living were predetermined by you prior to your birth. It is true that when the ego gets hold of this information, it wants what it wants. Like a kid in a candy store, the ego runs wild and sets out to create everything that it has ever wanted. And that approach to creating your reality does serve you. That is why that information is given to the ego. But what you really want to do, what you really want to demonstrate to yourself, is your ability to create your experience of reality in the way that you want to create it. Everything is about your perception of it and what you are willing to make out of it. Given your circumstances, how can you shift your perception of reality right now to actually change it? You are changing your experience of it and therefore creating it. Your higher self has been the aspect of you that has been creating your reality, at times in conjunction of the ego and at times in spite of it. What can you do then to create your reality in the truest and fullest meaning of that statement? You can merge your ego with your higher self, and you can become the reality you are creating. When you see yourself in that state of oneness, you truly have everything that you, on all levels of your being, could ever desire. The effectiveness of action. We have let ourselves observe the consequences of every action taken by every single human for an entire 24-hour period. And we did this because we wanted to see the effectiveness of your actions. We wanted to measure objectively what you were getting out of your actions that you have taken. And there's something peculiar that we have noticed about the actions that you take. They are mostly done without really examining what it is that you are doing. They are often done without having set an intention for them. Many of the actions that you take are habitual and therefore meaningless to you. So there is less attempting to utilize action for personal gain going on than you might think. Most of your actions are taken out of a sense of duty or obligation. Some are taken to cover up feelings, and those are the ones that we want to talk to you about here. When you take an action because you want to avoid feeling a feeling, you are really engaging in some ineffective behavior. You look to action at times to compensate for something, but as many of you have noted, there aren't enough hours in a day to give you the opportunity to take enough actions to compensate for something that is happening deep down inside you. And so here is our recommendation for all of you. Observe your own actions. Be present and mindful when you take an action. Know what that action is meant to accomplish for you, and be aware of the vibration that you are infusing the action with. If you do nothing to change your vibration, then no amount of action taken from that vibration is going to change your circumstances. In fact, in order to serve you better, many of those actions will get you further into a hole, because it is only when you hit rock bottom that you are willing to look at the vibration that you are holding, the vibration that is at the heart of the actions that you've been taking. When you look at, feel, and raise your vibration, that is when your actions become most effective. No challenge too big. We are able to respond to individual requests that you make, and we are responding to the requests that you make as a human collective. And if you can imagine the quantity of requests that we get, you must realize that humanity keeps us quite busy. But this is what we do. We help humans, and we also help other beings from all across the galaxy. If it is your singular purpose to do something, If you remain focused, then no task is too large. And ultimately, by helping you, we become more of ourselves, which is what we are after in terms of the experiences that we desire. Now, we tell you this because we want you to understand that no matter what you are facing in your life, no matter how big the challenge, no matter how insurmountable the task, you can achieve what you want to achieve. It does require you to focus, and you also must open yourself up to receiving, to be in the flow, to stay in the flow, and to welcome in what you have created with open arms. We can help you by getting you in focus, by giving you the energy that you need to accomplish what you want to accomplish, and by reminding you of the fact that you create everything. You create all of it, and you get to create it in the way that you want to experience it. We also want to add that we are not the only ones hearing your requests. As big and as capable as we are, Source is much bigger and capable of handling all requests across all universes. So we just want to remind you that Source is also listening, hearing, and responding. And with a little focus and a lot of allowing and receiving, you can bring yourself to whatever experience you want to have. The more you give, it is the perfect time for you all to be giving more of yourselves to everything that you are doing. The amount of yourself that you put into any task in front of you is a message that you are sending to the universe about how willing you are to participate in its expansion. The universe is listening. It is paying attention. And it sees when one of you is putting more of your energy into something. And it also sees when one of you is phoning it in. When you are present, mindful, and giving of the energy that you truly are, you are calling forth more co-creative energy to come and play with you. You have the ability to shine your light more brightly than you ever have before because of the recent upgrades that you've received and because of the amount of energy that the earth has received. You are in a position where co-creating with the universe has never been easier or more fruitful. One thing that we recommend you all do is to stop expecting the same results. When you give up, that is, when you tend to no longer feel the need to infuse more of your energy into something. It is as though many of you have begun to believe that there is a futility to expending any energy whatsoever on your creations. But we are not only talking about the things you want to create now, we are also talking about the little things that you do, the small inconsequential tasks that you need to perform just to maintain your body, your home, and your vehicles. When you perform these tasks, see them as an opportunity to call forth more of your energy and to spread it around. When you do, you will create an opening for more energy to flow to you from this abundant universe. And that energy can be used to create anything. You just have to demonstrate to the universe that you are willing to play, and the universe will respond. The more you give, the more you get. What others are creating. When you are looking around at the circumstances of your life and you are comparing them to the circumstances of someone else's life, it can be easy for you to slip into judgment mode. When you see that someone else has something in their lives that you do not, you can see yourself as flawed in some way, or as being a bad little creator being. You may also go in the other direction and assume that the other person has done something illegal or immoral to have what they have. Whatever the conclusion you make is, it will not serve you to slip into judgment mode, and it serves you even less to slip into comparison mode. You are creating everything that you see. The experience of your life that you are having is your creation, and that includes everything that is happening in everyone else's lives. So why would you create a circumstance for yourself that is less desirable than the circumstance that someone else is living? For one thing, you need to know that it is possible to be living what you desire to live. Instead of getting down on yourself for not living that same circumstances as your fellow human, you can seek to feel that person's vibration. You can get inspired by what other people are living, just as you can have compassion for those who have much less than you. There was a time on your planet not too long ago when the majority of people would have assumed that those who were living in abject poverty had done something to upset God or the gods. You never know why someone has chosen the journey that they have, and there certainly is no punishment being doled out by Source or any other high-frequency being. When you want to experience something in your life, and you feel that jealousy or that resentment coming up within you because you see others living it, that is an opportunity for you to release something within you. Release those negative emotions. Feel them, clear them, and make room for the vibrations that are a match to what you want to be living. The power of your voice. In your delivery of a statement that you make to others, to yourself, or the universe, you are accessing the energy of that particular statement, and you are broadcasting it to anyone and everyone who is a vibrational match to it. Your accessing of that particular thought is something that you do rather subconsciously. Once you access a thought, you have the option of keeping it to yourself or sharing it with others. Now, of course, you have many ways of sharing a thought, but sharing that thought verbally makes your statement to the universe is a powerful act, even if you are the only one who consciously hears it. When you infuse an intention and a vibration into spoken word, that spoken word is very powerful indeed. What you need to recognize about speaking words out loud, making statements, making declarations to the universe, is that their impact will be quite dependent on whether you are making that statement because it is something that resonates with you, or whether you are making that statement because you are trying to resonate with it. You can eventually resonate with a statement, but speaking it out loud will not be enough. You will need to feel the vibration of it, and you will need to match that vibration if you want the statement to have the impact that you want it to have. We are talking about affirmations, mantras, and other positively oriented statements that you can make to impact the creation of your reality. We suggest that you pay attention to what you say, how you feel when you say it, and what your intentions are for making the statement. When you match up your words with your thoughts and your actions, you are even more powerful. We suggest that you begin utilizing your voice to create your reality and to enjoy the reality that you have created. Use your voice. Use all the tools at your disposal and feel that alignment with what you want to create. Don't wait for what you want. We have taken steps that we can to bring more of our essence to your world. And now that we feel a great number of you are allowing that essence to be absorbed into your energy fields, all we can do is wait. All we can do is wait, but we don't have to focus on the fact that it will take some time for most of you to receive all of the gifts that can be delivered through our essence. When you decide that you want to create something on your world, in your life, you put out the thoughts, words, vibrations, and even take some actions towards bringing you the experience that you want to have. When you focus on the lack of immediacy that you experience in receiving that which you want, you push it away. You don't have to focus on how long something is taking to come to you. That is a choice, and you don't have to keep doing processes, exercises, and meditations to make it happen sooner. You do have the option of living happily ever after, even before that which you want comes to you. You do have the option of living in the now moment and exercising your free will to explore everything that you can about your current reality. This is what we suggest you do. Take your attention off of what you are waiting for and enjoy the moment that you are in. Relax. But don't make your relaxation yet another tactic to get what you want. Just relax, because being relaxed feels better than being tense. And enjoying what you have feels better than waiting for what you are yet to manifest in your lives. Your relationship to Source. We have been watching and waiting for the perfect opportunity to share with you this particular bit of information. And now is the perfect time for us to share it. The relationship that you have to Source energy is the exact relationship that you have to life. If you don't think about your relationship to Source energy at all, then you probably do not think about the purpose of your life. You are probably not asking the big questions. If you are afraid of Source and are afraid of the judgment of Source, then that is probably how you face your fellow humans, as if they were representatives of Source. If you are seeing Source as a benevolent being who loves you unconditionally, is infinitely wise and expanding, then that is how you will view the other humans that you encounter and your life in general. You see, Source really is all that. And so how you approach all that will reflect how you approach Source. And how you approach Source will reflect how you approach all that is. If you want to change your life, you can change your relationship to Source. That would be a very good place to start, since Source is everything, and you are included within everything. So you include yourself when you change your relationship to Source. You want to see yourself differently. You want to be a different version of yourself if you want to have a different experience of life. If everything in your life is exactly the way that you want it to be, and you are exactly how you want to be, then just continue to foster that relationship to Source that you already have. Continue to enjoy your journey. The best way to experience Source is to feel the energy of Source. And so, as you consider that Source is unconditional love, and as you consider that the unconditional that is Source is continually expanding, you can get a sense of the feeling that you are reaching for. Whenever you feel that love bubbling up within you, you know you are on the right track, because in that moment, you know yourself as Source energy. Surrendering to the unknown. It is a wonderful time for you to assess the degree to which you are willing to surrender to the unknown. What you are stepping into as you ascend is a letting go of control. You are, in a sense, leaving the physical mind behind. And as you know, the physical mind likes to know everything. The higher mind is not concerned with knowing everything, including the past and future. The higher mind is essential for helping you choose between all of the many options that you have before you. But you will not be coming to a time where you ever need to know more than what is right in front of you. You are creating and then experiencing. But you are not going to be creating from the known, and so you will need to give up control and embrace the vibrational truth of what you are moving towards. If you attempt to micromanage your creations, you will feel frustration. You will know what it is like to be truly limited, and you will eventually throw up your arms in despair. When you step into a creation of your own, you must be willing to trust yourself. You must be willing to trust in your ability to offer a vibration, and you must be willing to trust in this universe and its ability to deliver you something that you've never seen or known about before. Letting go and surrendering control are truly liberating acts of freedom. And once you free yourself from the confines of the physical mind and the known, you will open yourselves up to the experiences that will blow you away. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.